Hey guys, happy Ash Wednesday.
Jason did go today and get his ashes put on, so
Of course, I'm a good Christian. I got my my Jesus marks on here. I don't know exactly what they're for. What are they for? Is this the ashes of Christ? He didn't get burnt, did he?
no, he didn't get burnt.
What the fuck is going on?
You know, I've forgotten what all the
why is he in ashes?
Christmas was his birthday. Easter was the day he was resurrected. I'm not sure what the Ash Wednesday is.
I'm not sure either.
Maybe that's the day he was crucified.
Regardless, I went to my local Catholic church today and got my Ash Wednesday markings. All right, I don't know what they're for.
And the beauty of that is you're not even Catholic.
Not even a damn close bit. Well, kind of close, I guess.
Well, they don't ask.
My dad's family is.
You know, you go to a Catholic church, they don't ask. I mean, if you went in as an atheist and sat during the Mass and said, hey, I want to try that communion wafer.
I've done it.
Yeah.
I've done it. Yes, I have done exactly that. Sat as an atheist during Mass and went up and ate the wafer. Did not know that I was supposed to go. I didn't. Everybody was going in line. I was like, I guess I go in line.
Just stick your tongue out or put your hand out?
Yeah, I did. I stuck my hand. You give me that fucking thing. I took a bite of it and threw it on the ground.
Did you really?
And
you threw away a communion wafer.
My friend's mom lost her shit.
Sure she did. That's the body of Christ.
I was like 14 years old. I was wearing a Bad Religion shirt. If you read it had all the titles of all their songs on them. And, you know, some of their songs are like, fuck Jesus. You know, shit like that. So if someone would have read that, there already would have been mixed messages.
Oh, you would have got a fucking, you would have got an exorcism right there.
I didn't know what was going on. I just remember that they were all, you know, in line, or they were gathering in line. And I thought, well, they're all going. Why shouldn't I go? And I went.
The priest is drinking.
Yeah, and they gave me the little cracker, and I took a bite of it, and I went, ugh.
It's virtually no flavor. It tastes like you're eating a piece of paper.
I was probably trying to be a rebellious 15-year-old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was probably built in at somewhere or another.
You know, I mean, I'm Catholic, kind of, now. Mm-hmm. But I think it would have been so funny if you would have walked up there literally with, like, you know, hidden down here a small slice of cheese, and when he handed you the cracker, you know, you put the piece of cheese.
It would have been better if it was Cheese Whiz. You shook it up.
Normally, you just stick your tongue out, and the priest sticks it right on your tongue.
For one thing, I am not doing anything sticking my tongue out around priest. All right?
They have no interest in you. You're a grown man.
Well, I can find one of those backwards priests that likes the old men. You know what I mean?
I've never heard of that.
I haven't either, but I'm sure they exist. I mean, every form of priest exists, right?
I would think. Every form of everything exists.
Yeah.
Everything.
No.
Speaking of which.
I've never met a good smelling Indian. Oh. Just kidding, guys.
I've met many Indian people that have no smell whatsoever. Just like, you know,
Nepalese.
other people. Yeah.
That's about it. Anyways, let's move on.
All right. And speaking of, you know, there's a different kind of everything. I've got cuck plans again with the nightgown couple.
Damn right. You know, not only do you have cuck plans, you have cuck anniversary plans.
That's the part that's really fucking with me now. I told myself after Brett fucking berated me and said, you know,
Brent. Let's call him Brent. You know,
when I say Brett?
Yeah, we're his friends, so we're going to use his real name.
Did I say Brett?
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Okay, when Brent said,
in fact,
you know,
Brent,
I robbed this guy.
Brent, change your name to Brett. All right? I don't need that in.
Yeah.
Get rid of the N.
Brent's like an old hippie name.
We always remember the Brett. We never remember the Brent.
Hey, this is Love Child. This is Brent. Mm-hmm. You know? All right, so he berated me and said that I robbed this guy of the, you know, he did give me credit too, but said that I robbed this guy. So this time I said, damn it, when this happens again, I'm spitting on the dude. I'm calling him names. I'm throwing shit at him.
As you should.
I'm kicking the cock cage once or twice.
No, I told you should buy a rake.
Just fucking...
Yeah, hit him in his cock cage with a rake.
Ooh, how about if I take like a racquetball racket and a big thing of balls, and every time he does something, I'll smack a ball.
Oh, that wouldn't be bad. Maybe bring a paint gun.
Oh,
paintball gun.
Or a dart gun.
Yeah, dart gun. Just darts.
One of those fucking, oh no, I'm
just
not going to hurt the guy. But they messaged me last week.
Fuck that, bring hairy guy.
Just
sit hairy guy in the corner, and every time
he won't cream pie.
He won't cream pie. You'll do the cream pieing. He'll just sit in the corner, and every time this guy acts up or he needs a dart thrown at him, hairy guy will get him with the fucking bullseye because he ain't missing. This guy's a pro, apparently.
I think he's missing.
You think so? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Hairy guy was out on a nice romantic dinner last night at the revolving restaurant.
He knocked it out of the park.
He knocked it out of the park. Did he end it with the cream pie?
No.
Ah, you pussy.
Not my thing.
Not my thing.
All right. So anyway, they messaged me a week or two ago. Hey. I'll come back in town, love you to come over, blah, blah, blah. And I said this time, I actually felt like, all right, I've got redemption now. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do everything that I was supposed to do the first time. I'm not going to be nervous. They said, yeah, we're coming in town for our anniversary.
So
love
weird.
to have you over.
So
fucking
I
weird.
mean, like I said last night, it's weird for multiple reasons. All right. First thing, why would you want to spend your anniversary in a cock cage?
28th anniversary.
20. Oh, god damn, that's a long time. All right. So this guy is wanting to spend his anniversary, his special day, as maybe some people would say, wearing a cock cage while you fuck his wife and be mean to him. Yeah. And she throws pillows and shit at him. I don't get it, man.
I get these people less and less
you know
every
what,
time
what
I talk
makes
to them.
even less sense, as I was telling you last night, is anniversary you would think would be a big deal. And you underperformed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, maybe the lady enjoyed you. Who knows? But as far as for their complete fantasies, you underperformed the first time, yet you are not only getting invited back, but you're getting invited back for the big 28th anniversary show, you know?
And it's weird.
God, that's weird.
It is, right?
They have children too, right?
Grandchildren.
I just want to tap their son on the shoulder and go, your dad's a bitch.
And your mom's
And your mom's a whore.
not a whore.
Whatever.
She just likes what she. But the whole thing is, when they told me it was their anniversary, I'm sitting there thinking, wow, the plot thickens. It gets fucking weirder.
You got to stop with that. They like what they like thing. Because, I mean, you could say that about Jeffrey Dahmer. It doesn't make it,
Yeah, but am I now going to be like balls deep looking over at the guy going, happy anniversary, bro?
Oh, as you should be.
I'm going to.
Yeah, happy anniversary.
I'm going to do all that.
Bro. Bitch. I think bitch is the word.
Bitch. Okay.
Yeah, anniversary, bitch.
I thought of calling him Sissy Boy.
That was her name for him.
Yeah. So I think, I mean, if that's.
I think you should take my advice.
What's your advice?
Bring the gerbil.
I'm not shoving anything up his ass.
You don't have to shove it up his ass. You say, here's a gerbil, shove it up your ass, bitch.
There was never anything mentioned of a gerbil.
Who cares? He's wanting dominated, dude. What's more dominated than have someone make you shove a gerbil up your ass?
Dude, I actually thought, I thought of spitting on him and doing all that. I thought of literally backing up to his face and farting on it. You know what I mean? Whatever. I'm doing it. But the whole point is now, being their anniversary, it's even fucking weirder. Yeah, I thought to myself, hey, wouldn't it be funny if I was on the downstroke and I had to fart and I got up and I just went over, held his head back there.
I mean, it'd be funny, but
if I have one in the chamber, I'm going to do it.
I'm not exactly sure that's what they're looking for.
Well, I'm not. I'm still not going to come on him.
Yeah.
But I will spit on him.
Yeah. Well, and you thought about coming on your hand and smacking him in the face.
That I could do. What I thought about doing is actually...
the old Spider-Man. Give him the Spider-Man.
Cream pie in the broad.
Oh, yeah.
Scooping it up. And
Oh, that wouldn't be bad. Yeah. No, I could understand that.
That way it gets a little quim in there, too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a little quim. Or you said come in her mouth and make her spit it in his face.
That would be good, too.
That wouldn't be bad. Gross. But or make him snowball.
Ooh. That's a possibility. The whole point is...
Hey, no. Come in her ass and make him felch it out. Make him felch her cum out.
Ooh, so I should take a straw.
Crazy straw. So he has to wash it.
I'll go to fucking Big Boy and get one. I'll go to Frisch's.
And make it a thin one so he has to suck real hard. He has those cheeks all sunken in.
See,
and he's sucking and felching.
The possibilities are endless here.
Yeah. I don't know if that... I don't know. As funny as that would be, I don't think I'd want to witness someone sucking cum out of someone's ass. I'm not sure. In the live action scene, it might be different, but I wouldn't think off the top of my head that'd be something I'd be interested in.
No.
But for a giggle, I'm interested in different things for a giggle than I would be sexually. Obviously.
Well, first of all, the thing about it is I'm not sure she goes full-blown anal.
Oh, well.
And I would hate to go there with expectations and then be disappointed.
True. Well, I mean, you can felch out of a pussy, I guess.
Yeah, you could.
I mean, that's...
But I thought it'd be... I kind of like your idea of... throwing it at him.
Smack him in the face with that.
Yeah, farting on him. Shop. This time I'm taking the booze.
Gerbil.
I'm taking the alcohol. Mm-hmm. I'm taking the beer, too.
Of course. Take everything. Take his
wallet.
I'm
going to walk in there with a styrofoam empty cooler. Yeah. I'm going to dump their contents of their cooler into my cooler, put the Jaeger in there, and walk with it when I leave.
And then grab his left shoe. Just fuck him. Just take his left shoe. Just one shoe.
I think as I leave, blah, 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 I'll probably throw in a couple more happy anniversaries and then just walk over and give him a medium-sized toe right to the cage.
That wouldn't be bad either. Just kick him right in his dick cage.
Later, you fucking worthless bitch. And then I leave, scene over, I open the door back up. See you guys next time.
See you guys. Hey, good time, guys.
Nice meeting you.
Good time.
So yeah, it's weird that it's their anniversary weekend and they're coming here to watch her get fucking, bore out. But I'm down.
I'm down. What else do I got to do?
To me, this is redemption.
It's your redemption story, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the life of a cuck, you're or the life of a bull, I should say. The cuck is different. Yeah, you're trying to get down your story.
On my phone, I have queued up and ready Redemption Song by Bob Marley.
You're gonna hit it as soon as it does.
As I spit on him. Redemption Song.
I don't think that's what Bob was talking about.
No, but it still fits my purposes.
That's the thing, though, with Bob Marley. And this movie, I don't know that's coming out about him. I'm really apprehensive to watch it. I've always been a Bob Marley fan. But Bob Marley slung dick. I mean, that guy
he had a lot of kids, didn't he?
Dick all over the world with different women and stuff. Now, his main squeeze at home was Rita or whatever, and he had, the majority of his kids.
Ziggy's
yes,
mom,
the majority of the kids with her, I believe. But and she's the one that's in charge of this movie, her and the kids and stuff. And you think they're really out there putting that in the movie? Bob just slinging dick?
Oh, I'm sure.
Like Damien's mom was like a beauty queen in England. I mean, they're all over the fucking place. This guy was just slinging it.
Well, he was the original reggae peace and love hippie, man. He was.
So maybe Redemption
that message
Song
was huge around there.
Redemption Song was about his second fuck. You know what I mean?
Could have been.
That first one he didn't
deliver. It's going to be about mine.
He tried to make it about freedom and whatnot and black people, but whatever, man. It was really just about his redemption on a fuck once. He was visiting the Queen of England or whatever and didn't fuck her right the first time.
Yeah, he couldn't get it up.
Yeah, good for Bob.
You know what?
Died of toe cancer.
I'm a Bob Marley fan. I think if you appreciate music, you got to be a Bob Marley fan.
I mean, you could be sick of some of his songs at this point because he only has a limited catalog and it's been played a million fucking times. But yeah, you can't dislike Bob Marley if you like reggae at all.
Well, yeah, no. And you know what? The thing about even if you don't like reggae, you got to appreciate the guy and what he did and his. I like his music. I mean, he's like Michael Jackson. He's got a vault full of shit that never got released. I mean, how different can a reggae song sound? You know what I mean?
There's only so much to reggae music.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that kind of music.
But I don't know if this movie's for me.
There's probably nuances that you don't know. I mean, it's the same thing like if you were to listen to punk music that I listen to, you'd be like, this all sounds the same. Where I'm like, this, Lawrence Arms sound nothing like Against Me. It sounds nothing like, the next band that I listen to. And to me, I see all the nuances and everything because it's my style of music. I wonder if reggae is probably the same kind of thing. But but for someone that's also was into reggae pretty hard for a while, I don't see. I mean, there's artists that I like and don't, but it's usually based specifically just on the voice. That's about it.
It seems to me that it would take about 2 weeks to learn how to play a steel drum real good.
Oh, steel drum? Nah.
Doesn't seem like much to it.
No, those things are tough, dude.
Well, it's tough, where to hit it and all. Yeah. I just don't. I mean, it's not like a guitar or anything.
Yeah, still. Now, I think it would maybe take 2 weeks to learn how to play reggae music on a guitar. It's all just easy upstrokes.
That's it. But ska music, same thing, right?
Well, ska music's just a faster reggae. They're literally the same music, just sped up.
I just don't know if that movie looks entertaining to me.
It looks corny. Yeah. That's my problem with it. It doesn't look like it's going to be a good movie. I'll still watch it. I like Bob Marley, but
I'll watch it too because I want to hear the music all the way through.
But with that being said, I never got around to watching the Elton John movie. I've never got around to watch, quite a few movies. So maybe
what I hate? I hate when they make the movie, and they've done this with a few people, great singers over the years. But then when they play all the background hits that they did, they don't use the originals. They use a new person singing them. And I'm like, I hope they don't do that.
I would imagine that's probably only unauthorized music.
That's what I'm thinking.
You know what I mean?
Make a movie, but we're not willing to give you the rights to...
Well, not only that, but we don't want you to make the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're not going to give you the rights to our song because you're going to put us in a bad light.
But they play the songs anyway.
Yeah, but you can play them sung by somebody else.
Yeah.
You just can't play the original.
Yeah, I guess you don't need you don't need permission to cover a song,
I don't think so. I don't know how that works exactly, but I mean, it's different anyways.
I don't think that's possible because you'd have to go to every little bar and club in every little city and say, hey, you're under arrest.
I just don't like on none of these movies they show you like the cool parts. You know what I mean? I want to see Elton John doing cocaine and blowing dudes. That's what I want to see in an Elton John movie. Yeah,
the fucking Liberace thing.
Yeah.
Oh man, like 5 minutes into the movie, he's bent over getting railed in the ass by Matt Damon.
Yeah, but I don't care about Liberace.
But the whole point is they did it real.
Yeah, no.
Here's how he lived.
That was HBO, right?
He lived getting fucked in the ass.
Plus, Matt Damon would do anything to fuck someone in the ass.
He was verse. Liberace was verse. I would think all bottom. he did some fucking too.
Oh, yeah? He was the emergency type, you think?
No, I think he enjoyed it.
Voluntary
I think he preferred taken, but every now and then, when he was in a given mood, he gave.
Well, Brent, sorry, I did the same thing you did. Brent claimed that they all prefer taking over giving. They just won't admit it.
I would just... How do you get by the pain part? I like a set of anal beads or a small finger.
Yeah.
But a couple times, there's been a girl over the years that tried to put maybe 2 fingers up.
Yeah, but
the pain is a sharp
Is it
pain.
any different than girls fucking a big dick? At first it hurts and then it doesn't kind of thing?
I think the vagina stretches a lot more
well,
than
the vagina stretches and lubricates, so
Yeah.
I mean, there's double good there. But
the whole point is, it's like, hey, she's got her pinky in my ass and I'm not opposed.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden another finger slides in and the pain is like getting stabbed. You're like, oh! Yeah. It hurts so fucking bad.
Well, it's because the seal's never been broken. Maybe the second time it don't hurt.
But it goes back to my argument that I've been making on this podcast for 100 years. I've shit this big around and it didn't fucking kill me.
Yeah, but I argue that shit can get compacted. You know what I mean?
So can a dick.
Not as much. There's only so much give, especially to a rock hard. And,
yeah, and I think
we
determined that going in and going out are 2 different things.
All that too. Yeah. It's like those, whatever they're called, it's like this. And, that way's not much, but this way, ooh. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I forget what they call that, but yeah.
All right, so anyway, the Bob Marley movie. Who
cares?
You know what I think? I think Mr. Burt needs to do a review of it.
Mr. Burt?
Because every movie he's been on.
I feel like that's a Mr. Burt kind of movie,
he's
honestly.
been dead on everything. Oh, it's right on.
Oh, no, Mr. Burt's a great reviewer.
Sex and drugs and music.
Well, but I don't know if the sex and drugs are going to be in it. That's what I'm saying.
The drugs will be in it.
Well, pot, that's not drugs.
Well, no, but back then it was.
I guess.
In his heyday, he smokes pot. He's on that reefer.
He's on the reefer, man.
They made a movie about it, Reefer Madness.
Yeah, that was from the 40s and 30s or whatever.
That was from the 50s or 60s.
Okay, whatever, dude. The same thing to me. And that's where you just smoke weed and kill people and shit. They were trying to scare people. Yeah.
Go crazy.
Hey, I love that one. That was a good one. It's too bad I've never found any weeds that did that. Hey, by the way, I smoked that super joint during the Super Bowl, and I got high, but it was nothing.
Was it?
Nothing too... I mean, it was good. It was really good, but...
I wonder if he skimped on the diamond a little
I don't
bit.
think so. I think my tolerance is just stupid, because everybody else that took it was like, God damn, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know somebody.
And I was expecting that, and I got like, oh, this is really good, but I didn't get like, oh, this is overwhelming kind of thing. You know?
Now, that was a lot of weed. Did you smoke that whole joint in the course of the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
So that's not a lot of weed to a pot smoker.
No, it was just a regular joint. I mean, if it wasn't special, I would have smoked it one sit. I mean, I would have smoked it in one. I could have done 4 of those in a...
Really?
Yeah, I could do 1 1/4 there.
Well, I thought that was a lot of weed.
Especially for the Super Bowl, man. Come on.
Let's talk about Super Bowl a little bit. Start from the beginning. Wasn't crazy about the Reba national anthem.
I'm not crazy about Reba. So
I'm not either.
It's whatever.
But
she's an old lady with I guess a pretty voice for her style of music and everything, but that's not exactly... For one thing, the national anthem is one of those songs where... I've watched it a million times, and I've been like amused twice. You know what I mean? Well, not amused. Yeah. I've been amused more than that because you're amused every time it's done poorly.
Sometimes
but I've been like,
you can feel it.
I've been blown away from it twice.
Stapleton,
Stapleton, and Whitney Houston. I think it literally ends there.
Yeah.
Those 2 are the only 2 I've ever seen it where I'm like, God damn, that was cool. You know,
you actually felt what they were talking about. You're like, you get a little chilly. You
didn't feel like you're going through the motions. That was the most thing. You've heard this song so many goddamn times, and so many people sing it, and good singers sing it. But I mean, it's in the end, it's still that fucking boring, dumb song. Yeah. So whatever.
I agree with you. The Whitney and the Stapleton.
Reba didn't do shit for me, but whatever. I didn't expect Reba to do shit. Then they play that other song now, the Black National Anthem, whatever.
I'm lost there. I don't get it.
Well, I don't have to get it. I don't care. Do your thing.
But it hasn't always been the national anthem, the Black National Anthem. They put it in there some years ago and decided, hey, this is our national anthem.
After all the civil unrest and stuff, it became a thing. But it's always been a song.
The song was written in 1900.
No, the song's always been a thing. Just no one cared before. Just like Juneteenth has always been not always, but it's been a thing for a long time. But it just became a big thing in the last 5 years. My point more with that was about the people that bothers. Like, there's such bullshit before the show, and you got 9 hours of just like blah going on before the Super Bowl hits.
5.5 hours long.
Yeah, well, that game was super long. But either way, what I'm saying is that you got such a buildup of all sorts of stupid shit, and if you would have read the comments on this the second national anthem
Oh,
they
yeah,
play, people act like the world was ending because
Yeah.
they play 2 songs. You know, it's like, who fucking cares?
But let me ask
and
you
their
this.
big and their big thing was all the whites, or you know, the racist whites. Anyways, everybody just wrote, I can't understand what they're saying. I don't know if they all got together and decided we're going to write this on all the comments, because I seen it everywhere. Can't understand what they're saying. Can't understand what they're saying. And it's like, what are you talking about? The lady spoke fine, right? You know, and then other people would print the lyrics for them to show them what they. It was back and forth, just idiots fucking arguing. But why would that bother someone so much?
Well, I think
especially with the pomp and circumstance before that show, it'd be different if they tried to shoehorn it into every fucking show ever.
But what? And believe me, it's a different animal. But here's all I'm saying: if, let's say, 3 years down the road. Mm-hmm. The Mexican community said, well, at the Super Bowl now we want our Mexican national anthem sung too. And then the Asians. And now we're listening to 20 different songs.
I don't care. Hey,
I don't want to hear 20 fucking songs.
Now, this is the way I look at sports in general. The game starts at 6:30. Cool. I don't give a fuck what you do at 6:15.
I get you.
You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
I'm going to tune in at 6:30. I'm going to watch. What you do before the show, after the show, I don't give a fuck. Do what you want to do. You know, they're doing it for reasons. I don't care what their fucking reasons are. It doesn't affect my life. You know what? We got 3,000 other channels. We got a million other things to do in our lives. If you don't enjoy it, don't fucking watch it. Tune in for the game. You know, I'm a sports fan. I'm not all that other shit fan. That other shit's just there for me to make fun of and have fun with. But,
yeah,
you know, if I don't like it, I just don't watch it. Like, the amount of people, like, they just act like, oh, the tradition's tradition. Go fuck yourself. Tradition, as Doug Stanhope always said, is dead people's baggage. Go fuck yourself. Tradition. Well, give a shit what fucking song they play.
All in all, I thought it was a pretty good Super Bowl. I mean, the game
was excellent, I thought.
The game was fantastic.
Yeah, the game was
and
excellent.
When people say, you know,
especially if you're a defensive player.
Believe me, the Chiefs are going to win the whole time because of the fucking Taylor Swift stuff. Well, you're a fucking idiot.
Oh, the script people?
Bottom line is you got Mahomes. San Francisco got Mahomes. And they said, it was set up. Yeah, you know what? I am sure that the league and all of the sponsors were crossing their fingers that KC won that game. You know, hey, we can make a lot more money if KC wins the game. But the bottom line is it wasn't rigged. It wasn't fixed. Patrick Mahomes did what Patrick Mahomes does and wins.
He's the best quarterback in the league. He might end up being the best quarterback ever when it's all said and done. Who knows? Andy Reid is maybe the best coach ever. Definitely top 5 coach ever. Definitely top probably 3 offensive coach ever. That guy's fucking ridiculous at designing plays and stuff. They're fucking good. Their defense is great this year. They got great cornerbacks and a great defensive backfield. They got Chris Jones up the middle.
Yeah.
They're a good fucking team. I didn't think they were going to win the Super Bowl this year, but there's no one more clutch than Kansas City. That's the problem. Right now, there is no one more clutch.
Especially
they're not the
Patrick
best team.
Mahomes.
They're not the best team.
They never are.
I wouldn't say never. There's been times, I think, especially when they had Tyreek those years, they might have been the best team, but
there was always another team that was in the argument.
Yeah, they're not the best team this year. There's no fucking way, but
San Fran is the best team
They
this
win
year.
when their back's against the wall.
Yeah.
And San Fran shit the bed.
And the bottom line is Mahomes on the 25 needs a field goal to tie.
You knew he was going to it. As soon as they went up by 3, you're like, all right, well, this is going to overtime.
It's like people constantly say, you know, they question this guy and blah, blah, blah. He's going to beat you. If you give him a little tiny window, he's going to beat you.
And he's beating you with shit receivers this year.
Yes.
I mean, he had Kelce, who's great, but outside of Kelce, the rest of the
But
team,
I think Rasheed Rice is going to be something
all right
in the future.
I don't know if you put him on a team with fucking Justin Fields as his quarterback. Is he doing as well?
Nope.
You know what I mean? Is he good because he's playing with Mahomes? You know, like all those receivers that always play with Brady and then they go somewhere else and never could do shit.
Yeah.
You know, there's certain
Amendola.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. Yeah, there's a bunch
Wes
of
Welker.
Manning's receivers, with the exception of like Harrison and them. But either way, you always have some receivers that are made by the quarterback more than anything. They can just run a route or do whatever. And who knows about Rice? It's way too early in his career. But I'd say fucking Mahomes won with practically nothing besides a defense this year, and that's impressive. Good for him. Obviously, the Taylor Swift shit. Who gives a fuck at this point? I'm so sick of hearing about it, one way or the other. I don't care. Like, they don't show her enough in the broadcast about it.
The only reason I'm pissed off about it is because I did make a wager that she'd be wearing a Kelce jersey, and she was not.
Yeah, what was she wearing? Just a Chiefs
Just
thing?
a black halter top.
Oh, that's right. She was just wearing black, wasn't she?
Yeah, didn't say Chiefs on it. Didn't say football on it.
I think she, like, flew from fucking Japan
or Taiwan or something like that.
Yeah, she went halfway around the world to be there. So
in a private jet and all that. Cool. I mean, but
course.
yeah, and then she had to turn around and go back. I think the tour wasn't over.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. She was left a tour.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
I'm sure she had to go back. All right, so the game, excellent game. Now let's talk about the halftime show.
I was gonna.
I liked
halftime show was gonna be part of my fuck you.
Okay, well let's leave it there.
Yeah, but I mean, let's go back. Let's circle back to not about the game per se, but about NFL fans, because these could have been my assholes of the year. These fucking script people, the new script conspiracy NFL people have to be the most annoying people in the fucking world. All right, yeah, like you said, Taylor Swift, so the Chiefs have to win because the NFL is going to make them win, blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. That game was actually officiated well.
I didn't see any problems.
There was a couple blown calls on both sides. But
missed calls.
Missed calls, yeah. They didn't call a lot of penalties to begin with. I mean, which I would prefer missed calls than I would overcall. You know what I mean? Too many
Wrong calls, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought the game was actually officiated pretty well. But these conspiracy fucking people, the retards out there like, well, the colors of the Super Bowl already tell you the teams that are going to play. Blah. And you're just like, shut the fuck up. They showed it because the Rams and the Bengals were the same color as the Super Bowl, and maybe last year's. And this year it was supposed to be Baltimore and San Francisco. Well, that went wrong, didn't it? But we still were going to stick to it. They're like any other conspiracy people. As soon as their conspiracy is proven to be wrong, they just fucking switch. They just pivot. And they had to something else, or they, no, it's this because of this, this was the plan, and then Taylor Swift, and it's like, shut the fuck up, you nerds. Stop watching football. It's like the fucking idiots we know that come to the casino and think it's rigged. If you think football's rigged, if you think the casino's rigged, why the fuck are you watching it and wasting your time and betting money?
Yeah.
You fucking moron. It says more about you than it says anything about anything else.
I mean, if you're halfway intelligent, you realize that what the NFL is trying to do with the Taylor Swift shit. They're like, hey, we got millions of people. We can get to start watching football if we...
51 seconds. That's the amount of time they showed her during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that.
That's less than a commercial. I see more about fucking Geico than I saw Taylor Swift. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal. I mean, what makes it a big deal is, us, people like us talking about it all the time. But we're reacting, I guess, to what we see. And social media, that's all it's been the last week. It's just Taylor Swift shit. What the fuck? That and Kelce memes of him screaming at the coach. I do enjoy that.
I enjoy that too.
I wish he would have knocked him down. He got really close to knocking him down.
I wish the league would have fucking fined him.
Why?
Because it's inappropriate. He walked up and
the league shouldn't
shoulder checked his fucking coach.
If the team,
coach ain't gonna do shit to him.
If the team wants to fine him, cool. But
I don't think Travis Kelce.
I don't think the league should be responsible.
But either way,
that's not true. I think if some shit like that happened in New England, he would have caught a fine.
It was a douche move on his part.
I don't think he meant to fucking run into him.
He was screaming at the top of his lungs.
Oh, he was screaming to give him the fucking ball. He's the best tight end in the league, and he had one reception in the first half. You know what I mean? And then look at the second half.
Coach, shut the fuck up.
I get it, but sometimes I disagree with you. I don't believe in boundaries as much as you about stuff like that.
Well, then walk up to him and say, dude, put me in the fucking game. Don't walk up on national TV during the fucking Super Bowl and body check your fucking 65-year-old coach till he almost falls down.
You don't get to be as good as Travis Kelce without that passion. You don't get to have that fucking ability and get that far in life without that fucking passion.
But you know what?
So, I mean, there's give and take to it. And, Antonio Brown did make a good point, though. He said if that was me, I would have been kicked out of the league. And Antonio Brown probably does make a good point on that. There are certain people where, yes, if they did it, there'd be a lot more. But then again, they have a past of doing stupid shit that led up to that. Yeah. So, look at the full picture there, Antonio, you fucking idiot. Either way, Kelce... I'm not making excuses. He obviously shouldn't have done it, but I also understand it. I don't think he meant to bump into the dude. And that made it look extra bad because Andy Reid's old as shit.
Old as fuck, and he almost knocked him over.
And, Andy Reid even said afterwards, he really tested out my hip replacement.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, because he just got a hip replacement last year.
What did Reid say about the incident? Did he refuse to talk about it?
No, he laughed and said he wanted the ball. He's passionate about the game. That's all he said.
Did Kelce say anything about it?
I think Kelce laughed about it. I haven't listened to their podcast.
Did Kelce say, I was a dick there?
I'm waiting to hear it. Their podcast just came out today, and I just seen a couple highlights from, or not highlights, just
because I thought it was a dick.
A couple quotes of Jason grilling him, telling him he was in the wrong and stuff like that. So I'm going to listen and hear how it goes.
Oh, Jason was ripping into him a little bit?
I don't know about ripping, but it was I only saw the word, so I didn't see the context, but, basically.
Well, see, the thing about it is, if you do that to Zach Taylor, makes a little more sense to me. So you're doing it to arguably one of the best coaches that ever fucking coached a game.
There is something to be said there.
There is something to be said there. Yeah. That's what you're not talking to a fucking idiot here. No, you're talking to a guy who's taken you to the Super Bowl countless fucking times.
But you're also not talking about some random player.
No, you're not.
You're talking about you're talking about a guy that would Andy Reid made it to the Super Bowl multiple times if he didn't have Travis Kelce. You know what I mean?
I don't buy that argument.
It could go both ways. I do. I think they need each other. I don't buy that argument.
That's what they say. Oh, Belichick and fucking Brady. Belichick's a genius, a football genius, and so is Andy Reid.
Yeah, but look at Belichick after Brady. Doesn't look so genius anymore.
He's got nobody there, man.
Well, you know why?
He's got nobody.
But you know why? Because he's the GM and he's bad at picking people.
Well,
he picked that team out.
But the whole point is he's got nobody.
That's his fault.
No one is going to win with that team.
Yeah, but if you pick everybody out, you can't blame other people for not having anyone.
Bill, you didn't win 12 games. You got Ramondre Stevenson.
He won it, Ramondre Stevenson. That's the thing. That's the thing with Bill Belichick, and that was, I think, going forward.
I think they gave him a small budget.
I think
said, give us the best you can get with this.
Robert Kraft's not cheap, dude.
No, but I think this year, I don't think Kraft is going to spend the millions and millions on a team he knows isn't going to go anywhere.
Kraft already said money's not the thing. No, I don't think that's it. They spent a lot of money in free agency last year, the year before, on all those tight ends and stuff, and those guys didn't end up working out. Like, Belichick took over as GM, and he honestly did an awful job at it. Yeah. And maybe that's why he didn't get another job.
No, his expertise is on the field.
That's what I mean, and maybe he should have realized that and stuck to it, but he's got a big ego. I mean, you could tell a guy got a big ego, and he wants to be in complete control, which, whatever, it worked out for him for years, so you can't shit on him too much, but maybe his view of what an NFL player should look like nowadays doesn't fit what actually works in NFL. You know, some people just get, counted out, aged out, basically.
Hey, let's go to A-hole of the week.
Let's go to A-hole.
I've got one.
I got one. Everybody knows mine.
Asshole of the week. Asshole of the week. Asshole of the week.
All right, assholes.
Since everyone knows yours, you go ahead.
Everybody does know mine. Mine's a very famous person. Is he alive? Is he dead? No one really knows. It's always out in the open. My asshole of the week's Jesus H. Christ. Looking at you there, Jesus. And I know it sounds like a weird thing as someone with the body of Christ on his forehead, but it's not really the body of Christ. These are actually some weed ashes I put on right before it started. I don't really believe in all that stuff. I'm an atheist, as most of you know. And Jesus is going to fuck himself. But that's not the reason why he's my asshole of the week this week. The reason Jesus is my asshole of the week this week is probably not as much his fault as it is his stupid followers. But I'm watching the Super Bowl. I'm enjoying everything. And all of a sudden, these motherfuckers are on there washing feet. All right, what are we washing feet for? You got a white guy washing a black guy's feet, and the black guy washing the Muslim's feet, and the Jew washing the Muslim's feet. Stuff like that going on, and the whole thing. The message is actually cool. I'm not going to get you wrong there, like, unity or whatever. Brought to you by Jesus. Brought to you by some church. All right, which is fine. Okay, you want to make a nice little peaceful message?
The Muslims would kill you for saying that.
What?
Brought to you by Jesus. Jesus isn't their guy.
They would kill you, but they might kill you.
They kill you for a lot less.
Muslims are cool. They don't put it with their shit. But that's not my point. They're not my assholes, all right? The Christians are. And here's my main reason why the Christians are assholes. Those commercials cost $7 million per minute.
Yeah, I know.
They had 2 of them. For all you fucking morons out there, that equals $14 million that fucking Jesus spent on commercials. All right? I think it's fucking retarded when Coke and Pepsi make commercials. Okay, we don't know what Coke and Pepsi are at this point. We don't need commercials. You don't need to remind us.
It's never enough with those guys.
But Jesus, everyone knows Jesus. Does he need to have a Super Bowl commercial? And by the way, if you can spend, and this is the real reason why you're an asshole, if you can spend $14 fucking million on a Super Bowl commercial, you can pay some fucking taxes, you cunt.
Here's why I disagree with you.
Oh, I hate you.
I disagree with you.
Okay, why?
Because I think it was smart.
Oh, smart!
Religion wins every election in this country.
No one's running for religion.
That's not my point. My point is, every time you get these holy rollers, all these fucking laws start changing. People start getting elected because, we're God-fearing people, blah, blah, blah. They're trying to get more and more people on their fucking side to control the fucking country. They really are, in my opinion.
That's asshole shit, dude.
It's total asshole shit.
Well, then why do you disagree? Then you're agreeing with me.
It wasn't stupid to spend the $14 million. They're trying to rule the fucking world, man.
But if the point is your whole religion is supposed to be giving back and helping people out.
The hypocrisy is awful.
You spent 14, there's people dying and starving to death, and you spent 14, instead of helping the poor,
I agree with all
Go
that.
out there and wash some fucking feet. Don't spend $14 million making a commercial about it.
I'll wash your feet.
I didn't get off my feet. Fucking creeps. The fucking what are you washing feet?
I'm saying
Makes me think less of Jesus.
No,
Honestly, he's out there washing feet.
I don't disagree with
What kind
your
of
point.
Fucking savior is that?
I totally understand your point. I thought when you were making the point that you were like, hey, they spent $14 million. They wasted $14 million. To them, it's not wasting money. To them, they're trying to get more and more fucking sheep to fucking rule the world.
A recruit. I get the recruiting thing, whatever, but they're assholes, and they should have to fucking pay taxes.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous that they don't have to pay taxes in this country.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. There's so many people that get rich off the church, as we've seen millions of times. You know what I mean? Or even... Not even rich. We know like upper middle class people that have done nothing but just exploit people.
Like Joel Osteen.
Well, he's super, super rich. But I'm saying every little church around here, not every little church, but every like decent sized church around here has a pastor making $400,000 or $500,000. Like they need that fucking money. You know what I mean? To preach about the Lord. Shouldn't you be doing that for a regular, honest salary and giving the rest away to charities
Osteen
and stuff?
has 3 jets.
Yeah, that guy's he's a different level. You know what I mean? There's only so many of them.
Mansions.
But the thing, even people like him, there's like 10 or 15 of him. You know what I mean? You just don't know them all. Yeah. But I mean, in that world, there's all sorts of them. And they're all fucking assholes. And their leader's Jesus Christ. And today, you're my asshole, man.
I agree with the asshole part on the agenda part, but like I said, I think it was smart on their part because they're just trying to
I
fucking
ain't saying they're not
control
smart.
everything.
A lot of assholes are smart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can go together. You can be a smart asshole. You're still a fucking asshole.
My asshole of the week is Scott Van Knopf.
That's my guy.
Yeah, my guy too. Buddy of mine.
Hey, you don't get on too hard, he's going to get blotchy.
You do not. I'm sorry, Scott. You posted on Facebook, sorry, Tom Brady, there's a new GOAT. Are you out of your fucking mind? Patrick Mahomes is phenomenal.
Yep.
He's nowhere near catching up to Brady yet.
No.
And for you to actually put your face out there and say, sorry, Brady, there's a new GOAT. You're my asshole. That's a fucking asshole thing to say. You know a lot about sports. That was fucking dumb, dude.
Well, let me tell you, Scott, I agree with you on this one. He's also not the fucking GOAT. The GOAT means greatest of all time.
Yes.
So you got to take everything into consideration when you consider the GOAT. This was his take on it, and he caught me in the hallway the other day to explain this, old director of pencils. He says he used Tiger Woods as an example.
Okay.
He said there was a period, he gave the years because he's a golf guy. I don't know the years. I think he said like 99 to 2003 or something like that, where Tiger Woods was undoubtedly the greatest golfer to ever play the game during his time.
Without a doubt.
He said if you look at the career stats, the Bear, Jack Nicholson or whatever. Nicholas, he is still, stat-wise is still number one, just like Brady is. Now, Scott's argument is Mahomes in a period of his career where no one's ever played the position better during this run of his career. That is his position and why he considers him the GOAT. Now, I understand that way of thinking. I think that's just a different way of looking at the greatest of all time. To me, the greatest of all time is, like I said, everything. I take the air into consideration. You know what I mean? Yes, if you put Mahomes on those same teams back in the 2000s, would he have done better than Brady? Probably. You know what I mean? But that's anybody from the new. You can put a mediocre basketball team on a team from the 1970s and the guy's scoring 40 points a game. You know what I mean? So it's a different kind of athlete nowadays, so you can't take it that way to me. You know what I mean?
But
I do understand what he's saying.
Look at the two.
I think at the time, Mahomes might be the most talented quarterback of all time right now. You know what I mean? And this period of his career, especially, the last few years, maybe not even this year included, but like I said, he had such bad health this year that you kind of had to look at the numbers a little bit differently. But then again, Brady never had, well, he did sometimes. And when he had great players, Brady put up ridiculous numbers. Like when he had Randy Moss, that was the year he broke the records and stuff like that and put up ridiculous years. But then there was other years where he didn't have those receivers and he relied on the defense and the run game. So kind of like Mahomes is doing now.
Brady is, if you put him next to Mahomes, who's a better athlete? Mahomes by far. Who's got a better arm? Mahomes. Mm-hmm. The whole point is Brady did all this as a mediocre talent-wise quarterback.
Well, he did it with his brain, but that's kind of the scary part. Is Mahomes has the cerebral part that Brady has almost, but then has the athletic talent to go with it.
I don't doubt that one day we could call Mahomes.
No, I agree.
But to call him that right now,
insane to me. In my view of greatest, so I think it's just how you look at the greatest of all time. If you're looking at it just in a capsule, that athlete in that period of time is the greatest quarterback of all time. You know what I mean? Okay, then I could see you arguing Mahomes right now. But if you look at it like I look at it and you look at it, we both kind of see as Mahomes is halfway there. He has 3 Super Bowls. He has half the victories, postseason victories as Brady does. But then if he can do this, if the next 5 years they win another 3 championships, well, now we have a legitimate argument who's the greatest of all time. And then
I could see having the talk.
And then at that point, I think you would go with Mahomes because objectively you can look at him as an athlete and the things that he can do, and you can go, well, Brady couldn't do that. You know what I mean?
But the one thing that Brady did do is he said he was like, all right, you're the GOAT. But you had Belichick. So he said, all right, I'm going to leave Belichick, and I'm going to go to a brand new fucking team. And he won it the first fucking year he was there.
And we'll see. We'll see with Mahomes, because he's going to get that eventually. Andy Reid's too old to stick around too fucking long. You know what I mean?
I think Andy Reid's almost done.
I don't know. Andy Reid's now in striking distance of those records that Belichick was looking to get, but Belichick's out of the league.
Yeah.
So Andy Reid could now pass up Belichick.
Belichick will be back in the league.
Maybe. He's old. I mean, I tend to agree with you, but you got to remember, even if you sign Belichick at this point, a lot of times people are looking for coaches. You aren't looking for a 2-year coach. You're not looking for a 3-year coach. Yeah. And I think at best you're going to get 3 years out of Belichick.
I would say that's about right.
At best. So, I mean, if you're going to hire him, you're looking for someone to maybe turn the franchise around and have people underneath him to take over after that point. You're not looking at him to lead the franchise for years. No. You're not looking for the Zach Taylor. The Bengals are hoping to have him for 10 years or whatever. Brian Callahan just got hired in Tennessee. That's their hope. Those young guys. Your McVays. Someone like Brady or Belichick, you're looking for a short fix and then he's out. So, does he come back? I'm not sure. I mean, we thought if you would have said at the beginning of the year that Mike Vrabel and Bill Belichick were going to be free agent coaches and we're going to end with no team, and then you name the coaches that got the jobs, you would be like, what the fuck? Yeah. We knew who Brian Callahan is because we're in Cincinnati.
Pete Carroll didn't get a job.
Okay, another one. Exactly. That's 3 fucking huge coaching names that did not. All 3 of them have been coach of the year at some point in their career. And all 3 of them got passed up for jobs for young people that no one's ever heard of.
Yeah.
And Vrabel's not old, so that one really made no sense.
But the Belichick thing, any owner's going to look at this and saying, we hire Bill Belichick, we're sold out for season tickets next 2 years.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's a business decision.
No, I get it, and it's not a bad business decision, especially if you got a win now team.
Because you know what? If let's say Belichick got the job in Washington, those fucking crazy fans up in Washington to go, we got Belichick, we're fucking in now, and they're gonna all buy all the fucking tickets, and it's gonna be like in the 90s and the 80s where fucking RFK Stadium was sold out every fucking game for 20 years. You couldn't get a ticket. It's gonna be like that again if you hire a Belichick.
It's weird to name that after RFK.
I know.
Wonder why.
Don't know. Maybe they weren't
JFK got the airport, so RFK gets the fucking.
JFK got the airport in New York, though. I mean,
he did get the airport in New York.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Aren't they from Connecticut?
They're from Massachusetts.
Oh yeah, that's right. The word I can't say. All right, those are our assholes, Jesus and who else was
Scott-Noff.
And Scott-Noff. Jesus and Scott-Noff. They got a lot in common.
Still my guy, but dumb thing to say, in my opinion. In my opinion.
No, I get what you're saying there.
But see, when you told me what his argument was, I understand the points of
his argument. I just don't look at the goat
like that. But the post said, "Sorry, Tom Brady, there's a new goat." Bad post.
I ain't getting it yet. Yeah.
Head up, butt.
Yeah, I said you could also apply that one to LeBron and Jordan. And LeBron in his ultimate prime could do things Jordan probably never could do because just athletically he's so different than everyone ever. But
not ever.
Jordan's the GOAT. So.
It's funny because everything LeBron can do, there's been players in the past, and each one of them could do one of those things.
Yeah,
like Karl Malone, he was a brick shit house like LeBron is.
Yeah.
Like Clyde Drexler, he could fly higher than LeBron can, but no one had it all like he does.
Clyde didn't even Clyde Drexler. It's not that he could jump high or anything. It was just he was so smooth. That's why they called him Clyde the Glide. Yeah, he was so fucking smooth, and he had that bald head. He kind of looked like he was 45 when he was 22. And it just, I was a Clyde Drexler fan.
And Karl Malone had fucking guns on him like this. He was
out there fucking 14-year-olds and shit. Malone, dude. That was a big deal. No, Malone's a fucking child molester, basically. He's also, I'm pretty sure, 1/3 retard. I don't know if you've ever really heard Malone talk much, but he's a fucking moron. In fact, Jimmy Kimmel had that thing on The Man Show where I'm Karl Malone.
Oh, did he really?
That was fucking great. He did full black body. You can never do that again.
No, fuck no, you can't do that.
It wasn't even that long ago, really. It was 15 years ago, The Man Show?
Yeah.
Full black body. Hi, I'm Karl Malone.
There was a funny comedian that was doing a show at the Apollo, white guy. And a few white guys have killed it at the Apollo, and this guy's like, hey, let's talk
Very
about
few.
let's talk about blackface
Like Bill
and how
Burr.
bad it is,
Yeah.
and blah blah blah. But he looks at this black guy in the audience. He says, "You and me join the special forces. We're going in to take out some Al Qaeda leader. Okay, I'm going to stand out like a fucking disco ball in the middle of the fucking desert. Give me that blackface. You know what you're going to say? Let's do it."
Let's get that blackface. Curb Your Enthusiasm's back, and this week they had an episode kind of a blackface where they had
Love Larry David.
They had a lawn jockey at their Airbnb, and they were all freaked out about it. But somehow it got broken, so they had to find a new lawn jockey, and they couldn't find a black one, so they got a white one and painted his face black with a what was it, a hair dye. And then it got real hot and started melting, and it was fucking great.
Hey, here's a funny story about that. I used to know a guy, and I don't consider him racist, really. I really don't. I consider him very old school, but I don't consider him a racist.
Mm-hmm.
He had this
I
statue.
guarantee he's racist. At this point, you've already told me he's a racist, but move
Well,
on.
no,
That's not important.
He had a statue on his backyard,
Yeah.
in his backyard, on the
Old
porch.
school, yeah.
Oh, well, no, what I'm saying is he never said the N-word in front of me. He never talked bad about
I
any
get it.
race
Yeah,
of
I've
people.
never heard my grandpa say the N-word, but he was racist.
But in the back of his house, he had a little statue, one of those little
Mm-hmm.
fucking ceramic statues, and it was a black guy sitting with his Indian style, holding a piece of watermelon with a bite out of it,
Oh my God, I've seen those.
and a big shit-eating grin on
Yeah,
his
a big
face.
one of those.
He said it was his grandpa's. He said, I don't know how I ended up with it. It was my grandpa's. Well, your grandpa was a racist. But
Yeah.
the whole point is, he goes, it was my grandpa's. He gave it to me. It just sits there. So he decided.
Just sits there.
It sat on the back porch. So
Just sits
one
there
day he
offending any
decided-
black people I may ever have ever.
one day he decided that, the weather had taken its toll on this thing. So he decided to paint it.
Oh my God,
And,
blackface.
Well, it was black. It was Anthony Black.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was black. And
Yeah.
then the watermelon had faded and it wasn't red anymore. And so he went to the fucking little hobby shop and he got some paints.
Well, okay. At this point, by the way, you can no longer claim it's just grandpa's thing you're sticking around. If you're putting effort into revitalizing this fucking racist ornament,
Touche.
then at this point, you can no longer claim ignorance, and I'm just keeping it for Pat Paul.
Okay, but here's the
But
funny
go
part.
on, yeah.
So he literally sits there one day. He was retired.
Mm-hmm.
He sits there and he paints the hat and he paints the outfit, paints the watermelon bright red and puts black seeds on it.
Oh,
Paints
good for
this
him.
guy, makes the guy's teeth all white and
Of
shiny.
course, that's the best.
And he said, look, I restored it.
Uh-huh.
He then found out about 2 months later that restored or unrestored the way it was in its natural state,
Probably worth a lot of
it was
money.
worth about $4,000.
Yeah, there's some fucking racists
but
out
he
there
ruined
looking
it
bad for it.
when he painted it.
Ah.
The second he painted it, and it's not original anymore, it's literally worthless.
Yeah, but when he has sold it to old Jed down in Mississippi, you know, like it was Pat Paul's. He wanted to keep it so bad, so
well, the reason that he actually
he's willing to risk looking like a giant racist to everyone that comes to his house.
he's one of those guys. I don't give a fuck what you think about
fair
me.
enough.
Yeah, I'm not that, and if you think I am, fuck you. I don't.
I mean, to be fair, I'd rock one of those.
Well, he wanted to sell his.
I think I'm allowed though. I think like because I live with black people, I think no longer if a black person has that in their lawn, it's not bad. If a white person has it in the lawn, they're bad. Now, I float that line because I live in a majority black house. I think I could get away with having that without getting in too much trouble, but I'm not sure. That's a real fine line to float.
It's a very fine line.
I like I said, if she was to divorce me and live on her own, she could have it all day. No one's gonna say shit about that. But
he decided he wanted to sell this thing.
if we get one and we get divorced, I'm getting in a divorce. I'm gonna demand it.
He went online
Part of the
and
paperwork.
he put black statue eating watermelon.
Yeah.
And he found it.
Mm-hmm.
And he saw that it was worth $4,500 and he went, cha-ching,
Yeah.
Now I get rid of this thing and blah, blah, blah. Well, he sent the guy a picture of it.
Yeah.
And the guy said, dude, it's worthless. He's like, what do you mean it's worthless? I see it on here for $4,500. He goes, you painted it.
He's like, dude, part of the reason why that was worth so much money because an actual slave painted the original.
Maybe.
You know, now we got you doing it. No one cares about.
And he said, if it's not the original paint and original everything, it's not worth a fucking dime.
Well, that makes sense. And, you know, you don't fix up old stuff. Well, I guess you do cars. That's about it. Cars.
Yeah,
I think that
different.
ends at cars.
But even when you
cars and
fix
houses.
up an old car, you fix it up with tires from those years, and as much as
it's
you can.
worth more money if you
Yeah.
do that than if you.
But I thought that was ironic.
Ironic indeed.
He goes, "Hey, I want to take this racist statue and make it pretty again," and then he lowered the value to zip.
Well, your buddy's got some problems. He's out there spending his free time painting racist statues.
He has nothing else to do. He's
make them
retired.
look good
He
again.
sits
No, I'm
at home.
sure you can find other hobbies. All right, here. Our buddy Ronnie gave us a message, so let's listen to it. It's his asshole of the week. Maybe it's fuck. I think it was his asshole, wasn't it?
I think so.
We'll find out.
All right. Told you motherfuckers I was gonna call in for my or send a voicemail or whatever the fuck. My asshole of the week. It's you two guys. My asshole of the week is Jason and Chris. Jeez, I'll just get to Jason first. And it is about the both of y'all's assholes of the week. So about the Jay-Z thing, right? I disagree with that. Because of course you like, oh yeah, Beyonce, you won all these awards. You shut the fuck up. Da, da, da. Okay. So if they won all those awards, if she's won every category, how is it possible that she hasn't won Album of the Year?
Are you pausing that?
Easy.
Because she's got 3 or 4 good songs on every album, and the rest of it is shit.
That's what's going to be my thing. You can easily have great songs and not have a great album.
Yeah.
You see it all the fucking time.
All the fucking
All the time. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I've listened to a full Beyonce album from front to beginning, so I don't know.
You have, because every song gets put on the radio.
Well, if that was the case, then it should be Album of the Year. But you just said yourself 2 or 3 songs. So and that's basically the case. So what I'm saying, an Album of the Year, to me, all the cuts have to be decent. You know,
Yes.
my ultimate Album of the Year, what I can think of that really deserved it and won it that year, was Lauryn Hill's album, her only album. Lauryn Hill's album was fucking amazing from start
And
to
it won.
finish. And it won, and it deserved it. And it was a great album. Now,
And when she won that, Paul McCartney called her Lawrence.
yeah, that is funny.
Yeah.
But whatever there.
Fucked up the name.
Yeah, he's Paul
He's a
McCartney.
Beatle. He can do what he wants.
does what the fuck he wants. Who gives? He don't know who the fuck she is, nor does
Some
he
guy
care.
named Lawrence Hill.
Lawrence won. Good for Lawrence. Oh, Larry, get up here, Larry. Anyhow, she won. It was a great album. Now, does Beyonce have that great album? Again, I've never listened to a Beyonce album.
Not like that album.
Never. I've never listened to a Beyonce album, so I don't know. I'm not going to say I do. And I've never, Taylor Swift won 1 year over. Adele, I think, won once or twice over.
But the Taylor Swift album,
I've never-
8 out of the 10 cuts on it are in the top 20.
And again, I've never listened to either of those 2 albums, so I can't be a real judge on what's good or bad as far as this is concerned.
But that's the reason.
But yeah, that is the reason. Oh, I think I fucked
All right.
this up.
Told you motherfuckers that thing, right? I disagree with that. Because of course you like, oh yeah, Beyonce, you won all these awards. You shut the fuck up. Da, da, da. Okay. So if they won all those awards, if she's won every category, how is it possible that she hasn't won Album of the Year?
We just told you.
You can't sit here and say I got the best song of the year,
Just
I
did.
got the best video of the year,
Just did.
I got the best
just
whatever of the year, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
give Album of the Year to Adele.
maybe.
Yeah, you
Or
can.
give Album of the Year to Taylor Swift. That's what she got. She got snubbed with Adele. Taylor Swift was cool, but she definitely got snubbed by Adele because Lemonade is a great fucking
Why is he
album.
fine
And
with Taylor
21
Swift?
is a great fucking album, but it ain't touching Lemonade.
Because of what she's doing.
To be fair,
That's pretty much it. on
Ronnie
Jason.
does listen to this kind of music. So
It was something else you said that maybe.
But hold on. Pause that. Okay, you say
Yeah,
that.
well, he just going up there and what?
You say that. Okay, and look, Ronnie, respectfully, because you're my guy, you do listen to that music a lot more often than we do. The whole point is, it doesn't matter if you like the album cuts. The world didn't like the album cuts. The world liked 1, 2, maybe 3 songs off the album, and it blew up, and they were phenomenal fucking songs. So she got Song of the Year, she got Video of the Year, she got blah, blah, blah. But the other 7, the world didn't like. You might have liked them, but the world did not. That's why she didn't win.
I don't know if it's the world per se. The world don't get the vote, but it's
That's what it goes on. It goes by sales, downloads. That's what it goes by.
the Grammys don't go by that. The Grammys do not go by sales and downloads.
I guarantee it goes into the consideration. I
Oh,
think
they don't-
everything does.
They don't hear about it unless it's popular.
What I'm
Obviously,
saying
but
is Taylor Swifties,
Mhm.
okay, she can put out an album with 1 song and 9 songs of her farting. And those farting songs are going to get airplay and they're going to get download time because
that's fine. But the farts aren't going to get a Grammy. But I don't know.
I'd
Either way,
vote for a fart.
I'd vote for a fart over Taylor Swift.
It wasn't about his wife. It was more about like black dominated genres, period, or artists. Notice when Jay-Z boycotted him in 98, Fresh Prince boycotted him in 89. Notice that the rap genre wasn't even televised. You know what was televised during the rap genre one time? They don't televise it that much. But when Macklemore, a white rapper, got Rap Album of the Year, all of a sudden it's televised. So yeah, Jay-Z had to say something. in my opinion, and probably in a lot of black people's opinion. And you probably don't see that because you ain't black, whatever the fuck. Let's get to the funny shit.
You're right.
Trish T's
I'm not
ass
black.
is definitely the bigger asshole of the two, right? Just because of the Killer Mike situation.
I agree.
If you wasn't who you were, I wouldn't have a fucking problem with you having this opinion. First of all, it was bullshit. Like Jason said, these motherfuckers, they don't work for the Grammys. They don't be like, oh, okay, no. It's motherfucking ads that sent out probably 6 months in advance saying, hey, we need somebody to work this event. Or you work at that event center, right? And this motherfucker was being overzealous, being extra as fuck, thinking they was about to get an extra pay. And I don't know if it was a woman or a man. I don't know about all that.
Woman.
But if Killer Mike just trying to get to where he trying to be, and you know who Killer Mike is, he don't start no shit. Move the fuck out of his way. How much more are you going to get paid, right? Get the fuck out the way. The point that got me wanting to call you asshole of the week is you had the nerve to fix your lips to tell this man to act like a decent human being, right? Motherfucker, you are a drug mule, for one. For two, 3 weeks ago, you spit on an old lady car. Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious, bro?
He's got you there.
You spit on an old lady car because she took your car spot. That ain't yours. You on your Christopher Columbus shit again. You wanted that car parking spot, and she got to it before your slow ass, so you spit on her car when you came back out. The old lady's car. And you got the nerve to tell somebody act like a decent fucking human being? What the fuck? You spit on an old lady car, but you won't spit on a cuck, you bitch? Get the fuck out of here, man. Still love you guys. Still love the show. You motherfuckers are my asshole of the week. I kept it under 4 minutes this time.
That's Ron. And Ron killed it on that one. I love that message.
That was a good one.
And
that was a good one.
I think he got you. I mean, we both had pretty good comebacks,
I
too.
spit on a lady's car.
Yeah, and his thing wasn't even that, like, obviously he defended Killer Mike, but he was really just upset.
And I'm not. I will take offense to the drug mule.
Okay, the drug mule is just kind of funny.
I was bringing medication back to a friend with cancer.
When I first listened to it, as soon as he said that, I'm like, ooh, I hope that's not his take, because that take's not great.
No, that's not
good.
You
know, it's funny to say, but the take's not great. But then he did the spit on the old, I'm like, ooh, that's a good take. If you're going to get someone for not being a decent human being right after you just spit on an old woman's car, that's, he's got you, dude.
But remember, the old lady was a bitch.
Well, so was the security guard, probably.
Well, that's possible.
Yeah, it's very,
That's possible.
When was the last time you met, like, a fucking mall cop kind of person, like a those kind of security that were like cool? It barely ever happens, dude. Those people are always a little
I still can't
much.
act like a dick or I'm gonna get in trouble.
Well, yeah, but you're not special.
What do you mean?
You didn't just win 3 Grammys. I mean, I really do think that makes you a little bit special. You know what I mean? Like, as far as like backstage at the Grammys, you should be given a little bit more respect than just some random walking around.
Well, but everybody walking around is a Grammy nominee. Everybody. You gonna let everybody shit on you?
Not everybody. There's Grammys for every fucking celebrity that's at the Grammy Awards. You got like 10,
the ones in the back of the house are the nominees.
You still got 10 agents and makeup artists and everything else and all the fucking gaffers.
Yeah, but see, I don't know.
So you're still. I mean, at all those big events,
I don't know.
You're going to see more non-celebrities backstage probably than you're going to see celebrities.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? There's always 20 handlers for every fucking big celebrity probably. Yeah. So. I understand giving the handler shit, but when fucking Killer Mike's walking through with his 3 Grammys, you're like, all right, sir, follow the yellow line. Go fuck yourself. But either way,
follow the yellow line.
I know you would because you're a cuck.
I'm not a cuck.
You're a boo.
That's the guy. That's the guy who wouldn't follow the line. I'll fuck you on the line.
Yeah, I disagree.
I disagree with that. I disagree with the drug mule part a lot. That cuts deep.
I would claim that. That's a fun one.
But I mean, in a legal sense, I guess I kind of was.
Yeah. To a certain extent.
In a legal sense.
To a certain extent.
I wasn't bringing back heroin for resale, but yeah, I was.
It's not too late. It's not too late, dude. We can always get some heroin.
If I go to Mexico, I'll get kidnapped.
Get some heroin. That'd be a good time.
That would be my shit luck. I'd go to Mexico. They'd say American kidnapped me. Mm-hmm. Well, nobody I know has any money. I'm going to die.
Yeah, you're just going to die.
You know what I mean? Yeah, nobody's going to send you any money. I'm going to die.
All right, let's get to this.
Oh, yeah. You are now tuned into sex advice from an aging cocksman.
going to be good. I've got some sex advice. This happened to me, I don't know, 12 days ago or something like that. And I wanted to bring it to your attention because you see it a lot. If you see a lot of these weird fetish things and blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm not really into those as far as like the masochism and the tie me up kind of thing. Yeah, I'll tie your arms up to the bed if you want. But I'm not going to hit you and spank you and do all that weird shit. But my friend B.E. came over, butt eater, came over to the house, and she said, hey, I got something for you. And she said this thing was, it's cool and it's designed. Every now and then I've blindfolded her. That's it. But she brought this thing over. It's a leather strap that was about this long. And she pulled my nuts down, and she wrapped it around the top of my nuts, and then it had 2 little buttons on it to secure it. She said what this does is it makes you last longer. And I don't really have a problem with lasting that long, but she says this makes you last longer. And I said, okay, we'll try it. So I put this leather strap, she put this leather strap around my nuts and buttoned it on. And we did what we do. Did it last longer? I'm not really sure. But when she took the thing off, it was kind of weird. I felt this almost like a chafing thing on my nuts. Mm-hmm. My balls internally hurt for about 24 hours after that. I don't know if it's cutting off the bloodstream. I don't know if it was the orgasm that was restricted that fucked up my seminal vesicle, but for 24 hours I thought I had testicle cancer. This thing it didn't feel good when it was on. It felt weird because it was my sack got real tight at the bottom and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, did it make me last longer? We fucked for 20 minutes like we always did, blah, blah, blah. My nuts hurt for 24 hours. My suggestion to you is do not bind your nuts. Do not wrap anything around them. Don't even squeeze them too hard. Nuts are to be juggled and played with lovingly, not hurt.
They're a delicate animal.
My balls hurt literally 24 hours. I mean, I was having cramps. I was like, I'd be sitting there and it was on my, next day was a day off, but the next day I'd be walking around and just a little sharp pain in my nuts. Don't bind your nuts.
No, nuts should be treated like a fucking a baby duckling. You pet them softly. Stuff like that.
I want a doctor to tell me why they hurt after. For 24 hours, I'd be walking along minding my own business, and all of a sudden it would feel like someone stuck me with a dart right in the nutsack. And it would double me over. And I was like, I did something when they were bound. I clogged something. I created some kind of blood clot in there. Something's wrong with my nuts. Mm-hmm. And then I woke up the next day and they were fine. Don't wrap anything around your nuts. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, it's hot, blah, blah, I want to see your nuts like this. Don't fucking do it. My balls hurt. I'm going. If it would have hurt the next day, I would have went to the doctor and said something's wrong with my nuts. It was physical agony for 24 hours. Don't misuse your balls.
Yeah, it's a bad idea. I agree. I would never do it. I wouldn't agree to begin with. I would have said, fuck you, butt eater. I'm not putting that weird thing on. But, we all have our things. So, yeah, you're a little open-minded.
And that is not my thing.
You found out.
Yeah, not my thing.
You were willing to find out. I think I would have known going in it wasn't going to be my thing.
I would rather spit on a lady's car than wear that thing around my nuts.
I think you'd rather spit on a lady's car than do almost anything.
I didn't enjoy spitting on the car.
I think that's your favorite pastime.
It was a spur-of-the-moment decision. I made it. Could it have been wrong? Yes. Ronnie, have you ever made a decision in the spur of the moment that you regretted later? Hypocrite.
Of course. He has 19 kids. You don't think he's made a bad decision once or twice?
Yes, but only 17 mothers.
Yeah. He's not even allowed back in Cincinnati because they'll murder him, apparently, for doing nefarious activities. All right? Fucking Ronnie, shut up.
Yeah, don't do anything to your balls, people. I don't think it's safe. I think there's stuff going on in there that we don't understand. And I think, like I said, for 24 hours, I think something was clogged or kinked or twisted, and it took 24 hours to untwist, but it was physically painful. I'll never do that again.
Yeah. I think that black people pretty shouldn't even win Grammys.
Name your price.
Just kidding, Ronnie. They can win all the Grammys they want.
Okay. I got this name your price because I want to check your human factor here. Okay, this isn't anything that's all right. Bottom line is, you got a celebrity. You got a one of those celebrities that an MC Hammer type that made more money than God for like 5 years, and he paid everybody, his entourage and all that, and now he's dead broke. Okay? So you got a famous athlete.
Hammer's one of my faves, dude.
Yeah, but he's dead broke.
I don't think he is anymore. I think he's built back up to probably like low, or he's probably like maybe lower upper class, probably, I imagine where he's at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But still, the guy should be worth $400 million.
Yes. I mean, Can't Touch This was the biggest song that came out in 10 fucking years.
So he was so fucking big for
But he
few
had to
years.
have a 50-person entourage at $1,000
Well, he was
a
a
week.
good dude from all accounts. The guy was a super good dude that helped everybody around him.
You think his entourage came back and said, hey, you're broke now?
Hey,
Here's a little?
I'll tell you what. Who won't be my asshole of the week anytime soon?
Who?
Fucking MC Hammer better than Jesus H. Christ. That's all I'm saying, dude. His Hammer was the real Jesus. We should be building a fucking religion around MC Hammer. This motherfucker went out there, got millions and millions of dollars. He didn't go buy a Super Bowl commercial to tell everybody how awesome he is. No, he gave it to all of his broke fellas.
He did.
The fucking MC Hammer. Worship him, you cunts.
I don't think he was doing it to
Shut
help
up.
his
Don't
fellas.
matter.
I think he was
Go
doing it to look at my entourage of 100.
No, I don't.
People.
I really don't. From all accounts that I've ever read about MC Hammer, is he was a legit good person.
I don't doubt that.
Almost too much, where people took advantage of him.
Obviously, too much.
Yeah.
All right. So here's my deal. You got an athlete. You hear about it all the time. Athletes that make all that money and then they're broke 10 years later. They do stupid shit. So you have an athlete. Let's say it's a baseball player. I'm trying to pull a name out. Lenny Dykstra.
He got awesome after he retired.
And now he's poor. Now he's dead broke again.
Well, yeah, he was part of Ponzi schemes. And
Well,
such.
yeah, but he made millions and millions
by
on
ripping
that.
people off. But
Yeah.
Go on.
All right, so let's say Lenny Dykstra puts an ad
He's
on.
all crazy.
Yeah, he puts an ad on fucking the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Someone stole my World Series ring.
Okay.
Okay, you know he doesn't have any money anymore.
Is he a World Series ring? Who do you win with?
No, he's an example.
Okay.
He was at Philly,
Yeah, I didn't think
but he didn't win one. But
Yeah.
let's say he puts
go
an
ahead.
ad in. He was the only guy I could think of offhand that made a lot of money.
No, you're
and then was
fine. Go
broke.
on. I'm sorry for ruining Lenny.
And he
Dykstra's
says-
good name.
Hey, someone stole my Super Bowl ring or World Series ring, and I really don't have much left in this world. I really want that ring back. Well, the very next day, you're walking down the street and you look down and there it is on the ground. Name your price to give it back. You're holding a World Series ring in your hand.
To Lenny Dykstra?
Yeah.
Oh, that's like a lot of money.
But he doesn't have a lot of money. What I'm saying is he could probably get it.
Yeah.
But the whole point is his life is pretty much in shambles, blah, blah, blah. It's one thing that means something sentimentally to this guy, and he just wants it back, and you happen to find it. Would you be the dick that said, fuck that, in my room, I got a fucking World Series ring.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Fuck Lenny Dykstra. Fuck himself.
Name your price to give it back to this guy and restore any little shred of fucking humanity left in the world.
In the world?
Yeah.
Oh, like humanity's restored in the world because Lenny Dykstra gets his fucking ring back?
It's restored on his end. He's looking at
You
you
used
going,
a horrible example because Lenny Dykstra's a horrible person, and I have to take that in consideration. Joe Carter. Very good.
Go with Joe Carter.
up there in Toronto. You know, I have no problem with Joe Carter. I don't know shit about him outside of the world. Okay, but you're trying to say because he's poor now.
I want
That's why
somebody
you
who lost all their
Okay,
money,
okay.
squandered all their money.
Yeah, see, that's
Reggie Jackson.
Is Reggie Jackson poor?
Dirt poor, no, but he lost a lot of his money.
Okay, poor Reg. Well, Reg probably never made a lot of money to begin with. He was, famous before they started really, really, really making
Arizona State Sun Devil.
Oh, did he?
Oh, yeah.
I
Played baseball and football.
He's so old, I figured like he didn't go to college.
Arizona State Sun Devil.
All right, to give it back to Reggie Jackson,
He's willing to give something.
$5K.
$5K, you do it.
Yeah, I mean, I
You
feel like
could
that's,
sell that ring on eBay for $25K.
Yeah, but Reggie Jackson's not a horrible person. It probably means the world to him. I mean, there is a little bit of difference there. Like, again, when you said Lenny Dykstra literally got rich after baseball by just fucking people over.
And opening car washes.
Like doing all sorts of like nefarious activities. So I'm not I don't feel sorry for him. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I'd be like, all right, for you, $50K, go fucking get a loan from John Crook and call it a day. Not my fucking problem, asshole.
So we'll take Mr. October.
But
instead.
Mr. October, I mean, yeah, I'll cut you a break, bud. You've never done anything bad that I know of. I don't know. But either way, I respect him as a player and as a person more so than I would Dykstra, so I would be more willing to cut him a deal. $5,000, that's yours, buddy.
5,000.
I mean, I still feel like an asshole for saying 5K, but 5K is not a lot of money, especially for Reggie Jackson could reach out to somebody. Someone else would pay
put
that.
his hands on 5K.
You know what I mean? Crowdsourcing.
And like I said, I don't know if Reggie Jackson is in the poorhouse. I just
don't
know
either.
he didn't make that kind of money.
No, he's not. He's not rich like
he
your
doesn't have
modern day
Mahomes
people.
money. Yeah.
Hey, did you see he was on the comeback trail right now? Really hard pushing himself on the podcast all over right now is Trevor Bauer, and
Well, yeah, he wants redemption.
he deserves it. He got fucked. You know what's really crazy too?
He got fucked, but at the same time, he got fucked because I don't think he committed a crime. This girl went back to him 2 or 3 times, but he's a creep.
I guess not really. I don't know. I kind of don't see it like that anymore. I mean, maybe as far as he likes.
He choked her out with her own hair and then fucked her in the ass when she was sleeping.
Well,
He's a creep.
He never said he did that. That's what she said, and she's a proven liar. So I'm not sure at this
He
point. if that
punched her in
happened.
the butt. As hard as he could and left fucking knuckle prints all over her ass. The guy is, what I'm saying is he's abusive, obvious.
I don't know. I don't know if he is. I don't know. He's never had any other complaints. He said he won't even. He's a weird dude.
To top it all off, he left the Reds. Reds wanted to re-sign him. He said no. Fuck you, Trevor Bauer.
He got $40 million a year. The Reds weren't going to give him that.
Well, no, only the Dodgers can afford
Yeah,
that.
he got $40 million a year. Not only you get $40 million a year, he got an opt-out after every year.
But he came here, won a Cy Young.
No, he revived his career, but he came here for, and was a good teammate. I have no problems with him, and I think he does deserve another chance. He might be in the freaky sex. I'm not sure. There was never any complaints before that. After listening to all these podcasts I've heard him on recently, I'm even more of that feeling. You know what I mean? He seems like a decent guy. Also, a weird one with this. He was on Theo Von's podcast this week. All right? Apparently, that same girl tried to do the same shit to Theo Von. This girl is known for like trying to hook up with these rich people and then take advantage of whatever. He didn't know who she was. He said when he was looking into this Trevor Bauer interview, because I guess he scheduled to interview him, and he was just looking into everything, and he found the picture of that girl. He's like, where the fuck do I recognize her from? And it was recent after the Trevor Bauer thing.
Well, if that's the case, it's all.
So apparently,
all
she was on Instagram, and she messages these celebrities, and he said, well, I met her at the hotel. We hung out in the lobby for a while. He's like, she really wanted me to take her upstairs and stuff, but I ended up not doing it. I got a weird feeling, and I sent her home in an Uber. I bought an Uber, and that was it. He's like, it wasn't anything weird. He's like, but I wonder, if I would have took her upstairs, would I be in the same situation as you? Now, at that point, I mean, would anyone believe her twice? That'd be pretty ridiculous.
No, nobody would.
But either way, this girl's obviously out there, a very, very pretty girl, unless all these celebrities aren't saying
Was she hot?
yes.
I don't remember ever seeing a picture.
Seeing her either, but obviously if all these fucking celebrities are saying, inviting you back to the hotel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think Theo Von's inviting every single girl that messages him on Instagram to meet him at his hotel lobby. He didn't invite her to the room, but still, even the lobby, just to meet her.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got to be pretty smoking hot. And Trevor Bauer said he just met her through Instagram. He was saying he's so obsessive with baseball that he didn't ever date or anything. So he would just meet girls to randomly fuck through Instagram. He was pretty honest about it. You know what I mean?
But I don't want to get married or anything.
Yeah, I'm just looking to fuck. I don't have any time for a relationship. I'm focused on my fucking curveball. You know what I mean?
I'm focused on making my money while I can, being the best.
He also owns a business and such that had something to do with, he explains it all, but it's some kind of baseball technology business, software and all sorts of other stuff. So he's like super hyper focused on his career. He never really was looking for women. He would just meet them on Instagram. They'd come to his hotel or his house, whatever, fuck him, and then leave.
I got no problem with that.
Well, no problem with that. And this one ended up being what it is. But the bottom line is this guy was kicked out of the league before there was ever any proof. And then when it came out, this lady had set all this shit up, sent things to her friends saying she was going to do this, this, and this. Whether the rough sex happened or not, I'm not sure. And no one's sure, if she didn't say, fucking punch me in the ass, that's what I'm into. If you're fucking, if there's a 10 over your house, and she's saying all you got to do is, I'm really into getting punched in the ass. Not in the face, in the ass. You might punch her in the ass. You might give her a nice fucking punch to the ass that leaves a bruise and it makes you look bad later.
Well, let me finish my assessment. My assessment is he's kind of a creepy dude. He's a creep. But I don't disagree at all that he definitely deserves another chance. First of all, the guy is a fucking phenomenal pitcher.
Yeah. He claims that all he's done too since then is work out, and that he's a better pitcher.
Well, he's
than he
been
ever
playing
was.
somewhere overseas.
He played in Japan. He said he
Yeah.
played in Japan when he was in college once, and he was so enamored by the culture, he promised himself he was going to play in Japan when he retired from baseball. So he got to do it while he was still decent. It's kind of a treat.
And the bottom line is, and even though it's probably cliche, but there weren't any charges.
No.
He absolutely deserves to.
I don't think she got a payoff either.
No, she got nothing.
That's what I mean. That's how you know it's bullshit.
Because her story was so fishy.
Well, that's what I mean. That's how you know it's bullshit.
Yeah.
There was no charges and there was no payoff. If there was a payoff, all of a sudden I'm like, well, she's probably fucking telling the truth and she has to shut the fuck up now, the payoff, whatever.
Yeah.
But this guy refused to make a
But
payoff.
the text to her friend saying, hey, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he definitely deserves
There was so
another
much
shot.
to it. You know what I mean?
What I don't think he deserves is to come back, sue Major League Baseball, and get millions of dollars for that. I don't think he deserves that. You want to get back in the league? We will unban you, and you're welcome to get signed by any team that wants to sign you.
If you agree that he wasn't guilty of anything, do you think he should have lost the $37.5 million that he was owed? That he only didn't get because baseball wouldn't let him play over something that was never convicted?
Well,
or
he's
never
not.
anything?
He's not the first athlete that's lost money because of accusations. It's happened.
Well, I mean, I understand losing sponsorships and shit, but if you're guaranteed money and you all of a sudden didn't get it, and it was because they suspended you until after everything was sorted out, and then everything was sorted out, and you didn't get any trouble, and yet now you still don't get paid, I think you'd be pissed. You know what I mean?
I would.
As a union steward, we fight for that all the time. You know, like we want to be made whole.
Yeah.
And honestly, he should be. If
But what I'm saying
if he
is,
truly is not guilty of anything, then there's no reason why he shouldn't have got that money. Is all I'm saying.
what I'm saying is, and I'll probably be Ronnie's asshole the week next week for this too. I think with any professional sport or fucking military, a lot of organizations, you are somewhat expected to conduct yourself a certain way as to not give the league a black eye.
Yeah.
I believe that it's probably written in everybody's contract somewhere.
But is it your
You
fault?
can't be a fucking asshole.
But he wasn't an asshole. We're back to the fact that if that was the case, then he would have been convicted and you know, and the charges and money would have been exchanged hands.
True story.
If it's all fake, then that is not your fault. Anyone can make up an accusation against you, and you know there's a little bit of proof, but there's nothing illegal about rough sex.
Well, I'm not opposed to him being reinstated and getting that $37 million back, but to come back and sue for $500 million.
No, that's different. I
fuck
do
you.
agree with
Give
that.
him the money that he's owed.
The money that he's owed, sure, and that, you know, whether
because
Major
that makes him whole.
whether that's Major League Baseball or that's the Dodgers, I don't feel sorry for either of them. They're fine. They'll be okay. They can.
I
pay him that
agree.
money.
He should get the money back that he
No,
lost.
I agree. I didn't know he was trying to sue the
Yeah, he was going to
organization.
sue him for so much money.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, I don't get that. I understand when you're wanting your contracted money. You know, not for the year you didn't like. Only for the year you were suspended. Not, you know, it's a 3-year contract. You should have got paid for 2 of those years because you paid half the year and you weren't allowed to play the other year and a half.
Right.
This year, no, that's different. You know, they could have eliminated the contract anyway. So, you know, who knows if you would even been there the 3rd year. He even said himself on the Theo Von podcast that he wasn't planning on playing the 3rd year. The plan all along, it was a 3-year, $105 million contract, but it was $85 million in the first 2 years. Every year he could have eliminated the contract and been a free agent. That was part of the contract because he always said he was never going to sign for more than 1 year.
So all he wanted to do is roam around and get as much money as he could on 20 different teams.
Exactly. He said that was the smartest business move. He's like, I only sign 1-year contracts.
That's what I hate about sports, though, and we've talked about this. That's what I hate about sports.
I hate it, but I mean, in the end, I'm more of a supporter of an athlete than I am a team.
I know, but you want to root for a team. You know, I'm rooting for the Bengals this year. If every one of them left next year, suddenly my new team is a bunch of new guys that
fucking welcome to being a Kentucky basketball fan.
Well,
or
yeah.
you know, a lot of
or
college
any college
basketball.
sports now.
Any of the big programs.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right, we got to get to a fuck you and get out of here.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Who's your fuck you?
My fuck you, we've already discussed a little bit, but
Okay.
he's my fuck you because I'm not really a giant fan.
Yeah,
of
fuck
Travis
you,
Kelce.
Scottonoff. Oh,
Of Travis Kelce. Fuck you, Travis Kelce.
Fuck you, Travis.
The bottom line is you wanted to win the Super Bowl and you were heated, blah, blah, blah. But in the light of that, all this bullshit that everybody's complaining about with no merit, the Taylor Swift stuff, you more than anybody on that field are under the microscope a little bit more during the Super Bowl. You're going to be shown probably more than fucking Mahomes in this fucking game. You're Kelce or whatever on everybody's mind.
Mm-hmm.
You fucking knocked into a 65-year-old fucking man in full pads. You fucking bully creep motherfucker. Fuck you,
Creep.
Travis Kelce. I know you wanted to win. Walk up and say, hey, coach, Put me back in. Don't walk up screaming in his face when there's 200 million people watching the fucking broadcast. 200 million fucking people. You walk up to a 64 or 5-year-old man and almost knock him on his ass in the middle of the Super Bowl. Fuck you, Travis Kelce.
I will agree. It was definitely a poor move. I like Travis. It's gonna be impossible forever for me to dislike Travis Kelce as a UC Bearcats fan. Like the dude could pretty much do anything, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, he's still my guy. You know, like it's just
not me.
That's how I'm built. I'm a UC guy.
I don't hate Travis Kelce.
You know?
That was a shit move.
That was a shit move.
That deserved a fuck.
I mean,
you.
I'm a bigger fan of Jason Kelce than I am Travis Kelce.
I am too.
But I like Travis Kelce, and he's a fucking maybe the greatest tight end of all time when it's all said and done. Now that's one you can enter into a GOAT competition right now.
Yeah, but
that one's hard to
put him next to Gronk, and then we'll talk.
He's already past Gronk in all the stats.
I know.
Gronk really didn't have a lot of years. Gronk was that's the thing with Travis Kelce is he's also tight ends for the most part. They don't have those kind of years for that long. He's been doing this for a long time. I think Kelce might already be the GOAT or damn near it.
You know, but
it's a lot more of a competition than Mahomes.
I've said this myself. I really more consider Travis Kelce another receiver than I do a tight end.
Well, sure,
he doesn't stay in and block.
He's the new breed, but either way, all the best ones were that. Gronk might be one of the exceptions on that, but I mean, Tony Gonzalez and Antonio Gates, all those guys were more wide receivers than they were tight ends, and those are all your best tight ends that have ever existed.
Very true.
You know, I mean, you don't have that many. Even Shannon Sharp, he was more of a receiver. There was, all the ones that were the ones that could catch. You know, the ones that just block and shit. Now Gronk, like I said, was a different one because of his size and everything. But either way,
but you know why?
And New England style. So.
Why he gets more of a fuck you? Because he did that right after Pacheco fumbled on that.
No. He did it right before halftime.
See, I thought he did it right after that fumble.
No, it was right before halftime.
That's when they showed it.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. No, the Pacheco fumble happened pretty early. It was like the first drive of the game.
Really? See, I thought that's when he did it because that's when I saw it.
No, I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I thought he did it right before halftime. Either way.
Fuck you, Travis Kelce.
Yeah, I thought he did it right before halftime because he had one fucking reception at the point.
He didn't do a lot for me in fantasy this year.
Yeah, he didn't have his best year.
No, fuck you again.
He was hurt for a while.
I could have won if it wasn't for you.
Oh, you son of a bitch. All right, my fuck you is also Super Bowl based. A lot of Super Bowl talk today, but it's not the Super Bowl. It's fuck you to Ronnie Carter. This motherfucker. I'm going after you, boy. I shouldn't say boy. They don't. No,
that's not.
They don't like it when I don't get it. I never take that as a racist thing, but it is a racist thing. I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to. I don't fucking know. Hey, anyhow, fella. Fuck you. Fuck you. All right, you practically creamed yourself over this fucking Usher halftime performance. Now, what I'm going to say about the Usher halftime performance is it was, all right. It was okay.
Yeah, he did ballads in the middle of it.
Like it wasn't that great. It was okay. It was what I expected. Usher is not that guy to me. Usher, he was a great dancer.
Oh, he's that guy to me.
He's a great dancer, but Usher was never known as a great singer. You know, he dances around. And
he's an entertainer. He was known as he's like a Michael Jackson.
It's fine. He's like a not as good Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson had better songs. But whatever. I understand his worth, and I understand him getting the show, and I understand why people like the show, and I don't think he did a bad job. But Ronnie's punk ass is out there saying he's the top 3 performer. He went Prince, Dre, and fucking Usher? Usher? I'd argue that fucking Lady Gaga was better than Usher. I definitely argue Bruno Mars was better. There's no doubt about it. Bruno Mars was fucking better.
I think the Timberlake Janet Jackson one was better.
Way back in the day, the Titty?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Titty was probably better.
The show was phenomenal.
That was Justin Timberlake. You said Timberland.
No, I didn't. I said Timberlake.
You said Timberland. Either way.
The one thing I did like about the Usher, hey, Ludacris came out, fucking Her came out, and fucking Lil Jon came out. You haven't even heard Lil Jon's name in 100 years.
It was fine. It was a good performance. It just wasn't top 3.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, Beyonce was better, I thought. Michael Jackson, if you want to go way back in the day, that was fucking huge.
And as talented as she is, Alicia Keys added nothing to that show.
Alicia Keys was funny because I don't know if you re-listened. I didn't catch it the first time, but I rewatched it. Her first note, she massacred.
Did she?
She was like, and then went into the song, and then did fine. But that first note was like,
But what I'm saying is, like the Usher halftime show, the second half of it knocked it out of the fucking park.
Great, yes.
The first half, when he did ballad and we had Alicia Keys, it was more fucking down-tempo stuff. It was kind of like this. You know?
It was boring as fuck.
And then when he broke into the fucking heavy duty shit, the and all
No,
that
I
shit.
liked
at the end.
Alicia. Like when Alicia Keys started into her song, I like that song. You
Yeah.
know, so that's fine. I dig it. It was a ballady kind of thing, but it had nothing to do with Usher. And then when she started doing the song with Usher, I'm like, well, this song sucks.
I think what
I
the
was out.
halftime show is designed to do, come out here and blow these people away and make them crazy. It's hard to do when you're singing Let It Burn, in my opinion.
Yeah, it just wasn't good. You know, like you said, then it did pick up, and when it got with Little John and all that, it was fun.
It was cool.
My thing is just fuck you. It's not top 3.
No.
That's just all there is to it. You get lost in the moment, I guess, and it's just not top 3.
Yeah.
And by the way, why doesn't Jay-Z, Mr. Superstar himself, the producer, like, why don't he just do his own halftime show?
God, do you know who he could have there out there with him? He'd have everybody.
Well, that's what I mean. I think he would actually be good at it. Like, you know, do an East Coast version of what they did with Dre in Cincinnati. Maybe if they ever have an East. Now, next year,
Yeah, but then Jay-Z would bitch the next day, how come Beyonce didn't get Super Bowl halftime of the year?
Yeah, that's true. But she would be part of the halftime show, I imagine,
without a
if he
doubt.
did it. But
But if that happened, it would be Beyonce doing it, not Jay-Z doing it.
yeah, I don't know
She
where they go
definitely
with these.
outshines him.
They're running out of viable acts, in my opinion, in the R&B.
I agree with you last night. You said Foo Fighters.
Yeah,
Great halftime
Foo
show.
Fighters would be good, but I seriously doubt they're going to do a rock one as long as Jay-Z keeps on producing
Yeah.
it. It's going to be more, and I get it, whatever, that's fine. I just think they're going to run out of artists if someone like Jay-Z doesn't step up. You know,
Well, what you're going to do is you're going to have to start getting guys that were in their prime 15 years ago, like Usher.
yeah.
There's not enough new ones with that kind of fucking reputation and shit. I'll be surprised. Honestly, I'll be surprised if Taylor Swift doesn't do it in the next couple years.
I kind of would be surprised because she's already denied it a few times.
I know, but I think now, I for some reason now, I think she's grabbing that fucking brass ring. She's doing
but I don't.
everything.
I don't think the Super Bowl helps her.
Well,
It helps the NFL big time, you know, because
Huge.
they'd all watch. But I mean, I don't think it helps her numbers. You know,
I think it would be labeled before the Super Bowl as the biggest halftime show ever.
probably
Right now, if she did it right this minute,
Yeah.
because of how popular she is.
especially if she was still dating Dum Dum and he made it all the way to the Super Bowl again.
Well, see, I think that's if he was there, I don't think they'd ask her. I
Well,
think
not only
that's
that,
a little
but
too
we
much.
both know it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah,
They're not making it to the Super Bowl next year.
Bengals are.
We got a fucking healthy Joe Burrow back, and he's here to kill people.
Yeah, it looks like we might keep T. Higgins.
Oh, we're gonna franchise tag him. I thought that all along. We'll have him for another year. They're gonna give him another go around. We'll see how it goes. All right,
But
guys.
I do like the fuck you to Ronnie Carter.
Yeah, fuck you, Ronnie, dude.
Redemption.
Coming after us.
Redemption song.
Top 3. Give me a break, dude. And then you're fucking creaming your pants after her. She didn't play that.
No, there was
That
she didn't have a pack on or
That was
anything.
annoying. I hated that shit. And I know it's not her fault. Apparently, the NFL doesn't let people play live instruments.
She does fucking jam on a
She does-
guitar.
She does fucking rock. You
She's
know,
a
she
great
she
guitar
rocks.
player.
She's sponsored by like Stratocaster. She's one of only like 14
Yeah,
guitar.
she
you know.
is. She is
No,
fucking phenomenal.
She's
And I got
the
into
shit.
an argument with Brandon not long ago. He goes, "Black women don't play the guitar." I said, "Her. She's one of the best out there right now."
Mhm.
And he goes, "Well, yeah, there's her." Shut up.
Well, he's right. There's not a lot of them.
Well, no, doesn't have to be a lot of them. One of the
be
best
fair,
female
there's-
guitar player on the planet right now is her.
Yeah, and to be fair, there's not a lot of white women that rock the guitar either.
No.
You know what I mean? It's more of a dude instrument in
Yeah.
general, and it's more of a white person instrument in general. Well, I guess not with blues and
No.
everything. I guess that goes both
Oh
ways.
no, there's been some
That goes
black
both
guitar
ways.
players. That
Oh,
were
there's
fucking-
obviously been, but if you're going to look at the top 50 guitar players, you know, fucking 35 to 40 of them are white.
Oh yeah,
And that you can give your reasons for that, you know, whatever. But either way, that's the bottom line. Now,
Yeah.
doesn't mean there wasn't 1,000 black guitar players that were better than the top 35, and we just don't know
when
their
you're
fucking
talking
name.
blues and shit like
Yeah,
that.
we just don't know their name. But either way, all right. Well, that's it. We're done being for races for the week. We'll get back to that next week.
Yeah.
See you fuckers.
You can kindly fuck off now. Please subscribe and share. Well, you can kindly fuck off now. Subscribe and share. Fuck off. Fuck off.